Hey everybody, Superfluous J here with another Factorio for Beginners, and I am running an underground belt of red circuits for hopefully the final time. I'm going to have to fiddle with these things. I would like some undergrounds for these to go this way, and I'm just going to turn this guy. I'm not even going to pretend to think that I'm going to need more red belts up that way, or red circuits, sorry, up that way. But I'm going to let the belt bots bring me these, and we've got this line here coming along here because we today are making blue belts. And I've already set these up. The blue belts here need red belts, and they need a ton of gears, and they need a lubricant. Undergrounds need the red undergrounds, lubricant, and gears. And I'm not giving them gears, I'm giving them plates because I'm a moron. Let's give them gears. And then the splitters need gears, red circuits, which is why I brought those down. And these things. Let's put this guy here so we can put gears into him. And then we're going to need to run some lubricant to them as well. And I guess we'll bring lubricant up the top because this bottom area is getting a little bit crowded. So we'll just... actually, maybe we'll just run it. We'll run it down here. This should be no problem at all. Yeah, lubricant comes off of here. And to take off the fluid bus, you just do that, and then you're good to go. And, yeah, he doesn't need anything from up here, so I think we'll just do that. Yeah, we don't actually need this iron line any bit past the beginning here, which is kind of funny. And we don't need this iron line any bit past here, which means these actually can be regular belts. Really doesn't matter, but that's the way it is. Now this guy, they still need lubricant, so where did I not... I guess this belt doesn't reach. There we go. That means this belt doesn't reach. That means this belt doesn't reach. When I say belts, I mean pipes. So I'm going to actually make that a double underground. And then there we go. We're making regular, we're making, let's see, oh, we need that. And he's getting his things. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do is pop these guys out to their respective boxes. And we'll just put that box there, that box there, and that box there. Really doesn't matter. Okay, and we're going to do this because we want the circuit talking about, and then this guy needs power. And anything less than 200, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to actually be making a lot of these belts, but I'm not going to be using, I should say, a lot of these belts. I just made that 100 when I want to make it 400. There we go. But we are filling these chests. We're making stuff. These things take a ridiculously large number of things. So I think I'm actually going to put stack inserters on these. Just to get them going faster. And frankly, yeah, this belt could probably be a red belt now. So let me use my upgrader. I haven't been using my upgrader enough. Let's upgrade this to a red belt. To here. And might as well do both sides. Which might mean that we're going to be needing gears. Because we got a yellow belt coming from here. So let's go ahead and upgrade. Oh, not deconstruct. Let's upgrade this to a red belt. And then I think we're going to do the same thing with gears that we did with circuits. which is give them the full whatever you call it. My words are escaping me. The full beacon treatment. I'm probably not going to do that on camera. I've already talked about beacons. I've already talked about efficiency modules, speed modules, things like that. So we'll be good there. But these are still assembly machine 1s. So the least I can do is pump these things up to assembly machine 3s. And come down here and actually get the assembly machine 3s to do that with, which are right here. Yeah, 48 of those is fine. And that, of course, means we need more more iron coming into these guys. So let's go ahead and upgrade this to red belts up to this point. And this one as well up to this point. Yeah, these need to all be reds through here. These need to be reds, these need to be reds, and then this needs to be a red as well. We're done with pipes, let's switch back to red belts. This needs to be a red, this now needs to be red, and these need to be red as well. And all of the iron, oops, there we go. All of the iron coming down. We've only got 2 belts of iron. So they're basically both going to circuits. So guess what we need to do now? We need more iron coming in. Now we already have the 2 iron trains. We just need to set up a second iron station. And I was really hoping to have this gone by the time I needed a second iron station, because it's in the way now. And really it's only in the way because of all this rigmarole. I could put a second iron station down here. So I'm going to reconnoiter, reconfigure these stations here to set up a second iron station here to unload. And I'll be back at that point to do that, because you don't need to watch me setting up stations. Okay, just to show you, I have set up my trains here to, I've set up 2 stations. The problem now is, of course, that we have 2 stations to unload, but only 1 station to load. So now I have to head down here and set up another loading station. And I think while I'm doing that, I'm going to set this up as a 2-way train track, just because we're getting more traffic on this line. So it's ridiculous. So I just set up this station, like I extended this line and everything, and now I'm going to take it apart so I can make it a proper 2-way train track. So again, I'm doing that all off camera. There's no reason for you to watch it, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I have a second train station set up here. I've split this the output of these 2 things off into the 2 train stations instead of them both going to this 1 train station. This is not a valid solution to this issue. The throughput was enough for 1 train, and therefore 2 trains is just making each train take twice as long. I'm not going to fix that in this series. I'm going to admit the series is getting a little long on the tooth, and I'm getting a little tired of doing it, and I would like to not have to do it anymore. So I'm going to actually let them run at half speed and just deal with the fact that I'm going to be a little low on iron going forward. If I really have to, I'm going to I'll take care of it off camera and set up another station, but and then I'll mention it, but I won't show it to you. But as we are, we're fine right now on iron, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. We've got We've got the 2 stations unloading, each one to a red belt. These red belts are backed up. They are backed up probably because we have finally caught up on our belts here. Yeah, these guys aren't making belts anymore because we have our 200 belts here, we have our 400 belts here, and our 200 here. So we're fine right now, and we'll only actually have a massive draw on iron whenever we come back to restock on this on stuff, and then we'll be fine from that point on. So I am going to rally on regardless. Talking about, as we mentioned here, blue belts. Blue belts are, let me just grab some here. If we look at our 3 belt types, red, oops, there we go, red, blue, and yellow. Now you see that obviously the blue ones are faster, the red ones are in the middle, and the yellow ones are the slowest. If you look on the right hand side here, you see that the as I've mentioned before, the yellow belts go 15 items per second. The red belts are twice that at 30 items per second. The blue belts, though, are not twice the red belts. They're 3 yellow belts. So every time you have 3 yellow belts, you could replace them with a blue belt. Likewise, anytime you have you have a blue belt, you could replace them with 3 yellow belts. That's about as far as I'm going to talk about them. There's other than places like here, where if like I would want to double this or triple it or quadruple it or whatever, I would want to start using blue belts, because these red belts just cannot keep up with the ridiculous speed that these factories are making making things. A lot of people like to just upgrade carte blanche everything in their base to blue belts. I don't. I don't even like to upgrade everything to red belts, as you've seen. So I would definitely not upgrade everything to blue belts. So just keep that in mind as you're going. That blue belts are really expensive, so only use them when you need them. Is, I guess, my advice. One place I could use them is down. Actually, I'm not even going to run all the way down there, but down here where did I do it? Where I am side loading these circuits onto here to get these blue circuits running. In theory, I could actually, these are yellow belts, so that wouldn't even happen. I would upgrade these to red belts instead of using yellows. But then if it got to the point where that wasn't enough, I could then change those over to change those up to blue belts, things like that. But for things like just your mall and your bus and stuff like that, yellow belts do the job half the time, and the other half, red belts are perfectly fine. So that's it for Purple Science. We're done. We have completed talking about everything in the game except for the things that use yellow science and then the rocket. Or sorry, yellow science and the rocket. So now we need to set up yellow science. Yellow science, let's just plop down. Actually, let's look at it here instead of plopping down the thing. Yellow science take processing units, which we are making. They take flying robot frames, which we are making. And they take low density structures, which, guess what? That's right. We're making. We are making low density structures here, and I set this up, and I've never used it, and this is why I set it up, because I knew I was going to need it for assembly. We're making flying robot frames somewhere. We're making them here? No, these are electric engines. Here's the flying robot frames. We're making flying robot frames here. We never sent them out on the bus. And then we're making low density structures, and we did send them out on the bus. I think, are they here? No, these are engines. Low density structures. Let me go into map mode just so I don't have to. Low density structures are coming out, and they're coming down here, and then they're just. I never continued them down. So yellow science is actually going to be a pretty simple process. It's going to be taking these things off the bus that we have already set up to go on the bus, and stuffing them into machines. So I am going to set that up next time, I think. I think this is enough for an episode. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm Superfluous J, and I will, as always, talk at you later.